By the way, there is yogurt all over my floor right now. Okay.
Better than poop, dog poop.
Let's talk about jab, 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 right hooks. I think this is something that we all need to work on all the time. Like, I know that sometimes I have good ones and sometimes I'm like, wow, that really needs work. So jabs should be done daily. And they don't have to be, they're not supposed to be these big, like, in your face, I'm a Beachbody coach, I work out every day, I eat really healthy. That's not what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to just be woven into your daily life. And this is why we're talking about our story and all this kind of stuff. You can jab about free groups, you can jab about challenge groups, you can jab about coaching, but a jab is not a picture of you working out. It might be something like, if you do a picture of you working out and you say something like, just staying accountable to my challenge group this month, or something along those lines, and you're talking about your challenge group and why you're working out, then that would count as a jab. But if you just post a picture and say, Insanity Max done with your thumbs up, that's not really a jab. It might, count as you posting your journey, but it's not technically a jab. You want to be indirect about it. It's not like I said, it's not this in your face, I'm a Beachbody coach. And so you want to kind of weave it into your story. I have a list that I'm going to share with you guys of a lot of different types of jabs that you can do. Just different ideas about how you can talk about coaching, because I think that's a lot harder to do than talking about your challenge groups. So we'll go over that in a few minutes. Right hooks are not every day. They're like weekly-ish, kind of depending. And that's like literally for it to be considered a right hook, and correct me if I'm wrong here, ladies, but it needs to have a call to action. It's like when you send a private message and you're inviting someone to your challenge, you don't not say, would you like to be part of my challenge, or something to that extent. Like, you have to ask them the question, right? There has to be an actual invitation. So it's the same thing, but it's just on your social media to everybody. So, if you'd be interested in joining, my sneak peek into coaching, let me know, comment below, send me a message, post your email. If you want to be part of my next challenge group, if you want to be part of my free group, let me know, whatever it may be. There has to be some sort of call to action, or it's not a right hook. Anything else you ladies want to say about that?
No, I think you got it.
Boom. Cool. Okay. Recruiting. There are a few different ways you can do it. You can just go straight to Facebook marketing and do your page ads and look for coaches, and say, it always works a little bit better when you can say like $1 million earner, top 3 coach, but you can do whatever you want on an ad and get people to, join your team. I don't personally think, I don't personally think that's the best way. And I'll get to that in a minute. You can do your right hooks. Like, you can talk about coaching and then say, hey, I'm starting a new training group, or I'm taking on 5 new people to mentor this next month. Are you the next coach on my team? Blah, 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 blah. Comment below, you do your right hook. And then people actually, comment and talk to you about that and come in. And then the best way I think to recruit is through your challenge groups. And that's me personally. That is where you get the people that have the most heart about it, because they've been through the groups, they've used the products, and they know it works, and they have some skin in the game. They're like, I love this because it's changed me, and they have that passion. It doesn't mean you can't, so many people have done Beachbody before. a challenge group and just not had that challenge group option. So a lot of people know about the products and they're like, yeah, I love that stuff. Like, of course I could do that. I didn't even know that was an option to be a coach. So you can get people that are still enthusiastic and stuff. But the people that have done it, I find, as opposed to the people that you're getting from a like page ad that, you know, they're like, oh, like make money to work as a fitness coach or just to like, to work out and eat healthy. Like, I just find that there's a disconnect there, and to try and explain to them what the challenge group is and explain to them what coaching is, and get them to actually commit is just less likely to happen from that kind of stuff. Maybe you two have found something different, but that's me personally. Morgan, Becky? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here's this document. I'm going to, how do I new share? Let's see. Okay, let me just see how I get out of this. Hold on. How do I get out of this thing? And slide and show. My husband was like, or he was like, do you even know how to do a PowerPoint? And I was like, yeah, don't you? And I'm like, well, I'm not really good at them, but like, I know how to do them. I did go to college. He was like, I went to college too. And I was like, you went to college before they had computers, honey. Like, okay, fine.
This is a good list.
I know. Okay, so yeah, I love this. Okay. You can post about all of this stuff. Look at all this stuff.
Will you post this in the group?
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
Absolutely. I told you ladies I had this. It's my secret weapon. And I never pull it out. So I'm printing it right now. And I'm posting it. I sat down the other night and actually wrote out like my free groups and how I'm going to jab about them and right hook them all month long, and when my next fitness group is and what I want to talk about this month. And it really helped me see like what I can schedule and what I can't schedule, and at least on my like page, and then I can take it from my like page and just copy it over as opposed to sharing. Don't use a scheduler for your content on your personal page because it doesn't get seen very much. You can use it in groups, but don't use it on your page. I've seen other people do that, and I'm like, that's a great post. How come it only? And then I'm like, oh, post run, right? So yeah, but you can schedule stuff from your like page, and then just go in and copy and click the photo to your personal page if you're doing that, like the same stuff on both pages or whatever. But anyways, these are like so awesome. So personal development, financial stuff, doing good and helping others. Come on, you can go. I mean, this is a long list.
That's awesome.
Opportunities, training, leadership, winning, friends, better me, challenges. This is just like so extensive and amazing. So if you ever just can't figure out what to post, find this.
I think they should print this out and just keep it next to their computer.
Yep. I'm going to do that as we speak. So that's kind of all I have, unless there's questions. Or if
Can I just give a tip too? Yeah, I just have one tip too for the girls. And you touched on this too, but like we don't want to share stock photos and stuff like that because people don't relate. Like people don't relate to Shanti or Autumn. I know sometimes I'll use transformation photos if I don't like for Country Heat where it's new, using that stuff, but people don't relate to this girl in a test group. They don't relate to that. And not saying that we all have to do those programs. You don't have to do every program and have a transformation with every program, but that's not what people relate to. So your opportunity to connect with people is through your posts and them connecting with you. So sharing, like you said, like about your autoimmune stuff, like I have a lot of coaches on my team who struggle with infertility or are adoption moms and stuff like that. Like that's how people can connect with me. They don't connect with me through like showing a DVD of hip hop abs or something like that. They don't connect that. That's informative, but they can just go to Amazon and get that DVD because they're not getting any connection. So use your Facebook wall. It's your billboard. It's your opportunity to highlight you versus like me versus Jane, the coach down the street. Like, what's different? How can people relate to her versus relate to me? Why would people choose me over her? Not like it's a competition, but we have different people connect with us. I don't connect to certain people that like other coaches on my team connect to. So if you share those things about you, like if it's an autoimmune disease, if it's infertility, if it's being a chef wife, whatever it is, you're going to get those people wanting to join you for that reason because they connect with it.
Well, and I think that's also why people need to know what their avatar is. People need to know who their target audience is. My target audience, they're moms that are in their, mid to late 30s who are struggling probably with some kind of chronic illness, some kind of autoimmune disease or something. Just because most people, let's be honest, most people around my age are now, they're finding out that they have like digestive issues or something. But I'm also a mom of girls that are preteen and teenagers. And so body image is a lot of, I'm starting to get into that because I don't ever want my girls struggling or thinking that they're fat because, maybe all of their friends are skinny and they're just regular, So that's kind of like, that is who I target. I target moms like me who are kind of in the same boat, and it's easier to post rather than just throwing something on the wall and hoping it sticks and going, okay, someone buy a challenge pack. I don't care if you're a guy that's in your 20s. I do. I totally care if you're a guy in your 20s. I can't relate to you at all. So
I struggled with that a lot when I first signed up to coach because I didn't have kids. Like my husband and I worked. I was a nanny and I didn't have like a market. Or at least I didn't.
You didn't think how to market.
I'm sure I did, but I didn't know how to connect to that.
Right.
It was a really odd area. And so it wasn't really until I became a mom that I could like figure it. And I think it was just timing. Like I'm sure I had a market then. I was just horrible at figuring it out. But once I figured it out, like before, like the first year and a half of coaching, before I had Maddox, like my team was compromised of people I didn't connect with.
Yeah.
And the majority of those coaches quit. They're not on my team. But we didn't connect well. It didn't mesh. And now I have coaches on my team who are just like me, whether they have kids or not. But I think it's like a personality thing or something. I wasn't really in tune with that before.
Yeah.
And now we all mesh really good. Like the first year at Summit, I was like, these are my people. Like, I don't get, like, this is so weird. And now it's like team calls. It's like, we're all alike. We are very similar. So until you can figure that out, I feel like your team even struggles like with getting that like tribe vibe mentality that you want, that you see with like Bonnie Engel and Lindsay Matley, and you see those big, Amy Silverman's team, like you see them and you're like, they vibe so well. Until you figure out your avatar and who you're talking to on social media and connecting with, it's going to be impossible to get that vibe.
Yeah. I even named my avatar. We had to do this for this marketing training that I did. That like two of the weeks were specifically just spent on getting your target audience and figuring out who it is and who you want to be working with. Because if you can choose who you work with, gosh, it's going to make work so much more fun. I want to work with go-getters. I want to work with people who are like, okay, I will ask you questions if I need it, but I don't want you on my back. I don't want you constantly having to, here's another thing that we're doing in the team to try and get you guys to do something. I don't want to work with those people. Really, it kind of annoys me. I want to work with people that are like, okay, I've got it. I'm going to run with this. I'll come to you with questions. That's some of my favorite people on my team are like that, where I don't have to babysit them. That's how I was. Like, Brigitta's my coach, but I hardly went to her at all. I would just look up, if I had a question, I would look up the FAQs. I read the entire, coach manual, the coach handbook. That's who I want. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get my grocery shopping figured out.
Yeah,
I'm not figuring it out today. I will probably do doubles tomorrow.
it was tough, but I needed it. I was like, you know, when you like just need to work out, you're like irritated and angry and like on edge. My husband's like, you need to go work out. I'm like, I'm just going to do doubles because yesterday was exhausting and
You need that. You know what? And some days you just need that. You need that and you need to be okay with it. And then other days you're like, okay, now I can do doubles.
I probably needed like Turbo Fire 55 or something too. But
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, ladies.
see ya.
I can't put my shoes on. They're not staying. Of course. Okay. Bye-bye.